Welcome back, everyone, to the third day, the episode 3 of this journey that I'm sharing with you. Once again, I want to thanks right away everyone who has joined this adventure, started to subscribe and follow. I'm deeply grateful for this to see this support. It means a lot for me. This morning when I started to wake up, usually it's in the morning if I had to have more downloads, specific downloads of information as clairaudience, it's going to happen in the morning. And I got it with the title of the video that the emergency is still real, because it is still real. Only have 2 days, maybe 3 days at best left. Probably more 2 days left to prevent eviction, to find eventually a couch, a place for Onyx and I where we can stay until we are in a better solution. So the pressure is still on, the countdown is still on, and yes, the emergency is still on. I haven't heard back from any of the 2 jobs that I applied yesterday online. It's never that fast, so it has to be a slowdown. Right now, at this moment, and it's almost 3 o'clock in the afternoon, my vibration or my frequency starts to get higher. So I start to feel better and stronger. But the whole morning, even when I woke up, I started to feel like not so great. The whole morning I spent it with at answering questions, at communicating, sharing the information, but it was mostly communicating with a few who knew me, or even some strangers, and I am very grateful for this communication. Yesterday, mid-afternoon, I would say, or at the end of the afternoon, I have been contacted by someone that I met 2 years ago here at Playa. And it was an unexpected kind of a rekindle with the situation of what happened. That person saw the video and contacted me. She gave me the name of someone for some possible job. So that's why I'm saying that some positivity. I'm going to have an interview next week. I don't know which day yet. It's going to be a remote interview for teaching French at a school close by here. And so to determine how good I can be, how well fit I can be for the job. I'm excited about that. Definitely excited about that, to see where it can go. And I really want it to go very well and to go in the right direction. That's why I said that some positivity, and that's why as well the title of this today video is "The Emergency is Still Real," because it's still real. I don't know which day is the interview next week. I don't know when I'm going to start. And therefore, I don't know when if I'm hired, when I'm going to be paid. So in the meantime, the emergency is still here with paying the rent. I'm very grateful for that opportunity. And I'm looking for any other one. Other than that, I would say that, and cooking in order for me to have something to eat, it would be to take time to do some meditation. Well, the whole thing is not just the emergency and not looking for a job, is to maintain as best as possible and as often as possible my vibration. And I told you that today, this morning, was tricky for me. I really need to meditate, to take some time apart, which I hadn't been able to do for the past 3 days. And that's part of the reason why it started to be a bit tricky for me, um, because I need that time. I know that I'm going to find profound peacefulness, and I need that. I just put my fingers here. This is a gesture that you see them, I can do often. And it smelled like fire, the burning of fire. And I was like, I didn't do anything, fire, whatever. But I burned some white sage a few minutes ago. And I think it's part of why I feel a bit better, because this morning in the shower, I I did the same ritual as I do every time that I shower, of purifying myself through the water and letting go of all the low energy, low frequencies, and low vibrations of anything from the old me, to let it out of this body, heart, and soul, and to refuel completely all the cracks and the holes with pure white light from the source, high energies, high frequencies, and high vibrations, kindness and compassion, and unconditional love. But saying that worked as always, but it wasn't enough. I'm glad that one sage helped a bit, but I can feel inside. And I have the call as well for doing the meditation. So maybe not something that much relevant to the situation, but still have to feed myself. And I had some eggplants that needed to be cooked and used. And I do like eggplants. And I had to remind myself to cook more often. So there's that. And I'm gonna cook afterwards some lentils, and I'm gonna make some split peas, so I can have some proteins and something to eat that will feed me. I still have leftover of rice in the fridge. So nothing more really happened for the rest of the afternoon. I went to my meditation, and it felt good. Surprisingly, I was able to empty my head quickly, and it lasted an hour. I checked, I was curious, and I feel deeply calm right now, which I love it. It's really good. It's what I needed to keep moving, to finish the day, to enter the night, and especially after the 2 last nights that I was editing so late, until between midnight and 2 in the morning, so it was always short nights of sleep. And now then we have entered the summer, and the sun is rising so much earlier. The birds starts to sing really earlier, so I am waking up naturally earlier than during the winter. Even if, sharing this feels a bit weird, like as if I am not allowed to say this, that in the middle of this emergency, as if I am not allowed to reach calmness or peacefulness, but I should be. Crying all the time, just like the guest today in the video. It's a bit like borrowed. But that's part of the truth as well. I mentioned that I'm going to share the ups and the downs. Today there were more ups, and it feels good. And it matters to share that as well, that despite the kind of situation where I am, and it could be something that you're experiencing too, there is peacefulness and quietness to find inside and to help to move forward stronger, to be empowered. Could be a bit difficult to explain because frankly this is something new for me. And sometimes I still try to wrap my head around this new feeling, this new me. I'm gonna record, I'm gonna share whatever is happening. That's the point of it. And it's a way of not feeling too alone, to share it 24 hours later, but still all of this that is clearly a representation of massive being change to happen in my life, because I can hearing around me people having strokes or serious health issues. I just heard that this morning from a friend overseas. And this is something that I heard, that with the transformation of the planet forcing everyone to change one way or another, that for some the change can happen like more profoundly. And it's going to be different for everyone. It's like a wake-up call that this isn't your path, your life that you're experiencing. So you better stop. I better make you stop doing what you're doing, because you're wasting your life, and your life here in this experience is precious. And it's time for you to do something that you are aligned with. So I was wondering about this big change in my life. Maybe that's why everything is not moving. Everything or nothing is moving. To send me a very encrypted sign of, that's not your path, girl. You shouldn't walk that way. I'm gonna make you walk a different way. Your life is gonna be completely different. And when that thought, because I'm not sure that it was a thought or it was a download, but I think it was a thought, but I'm supposed to do something else than to not walk. Apparently, any clips from anything that I was doing or that I thought that I could do or that I was trying to achieve, fine, I can do with that. But then what path am I supposed to walk on? Where is this path? Because I do not see anything, and I really pay close attention to signs and to synchronicities. So far, I didn't have any answer back. I'm sure I'm going to get it at some points, some way. But it's a nice thought that when you are facing something really tough or really big, nothing happened by accident. But maybe that big nothing, or that big life issues, health issues, whatever that is for you, maybe it's a specific way for upstairs, whatever you want to call the source of God, to let you know that this isn't a path for you anymore, and that big change is coming. Something that I have learned, and that I'm just gonna kind of start to finish with this, from Bashar, where changes are coming, it's worth being celebrated. no matter the change, no matter the experience, because it only means that through that change, I'm gonna gauge so much. And I experienced that already for the past 2 weeks. I can vouch for that. And somehow it helped me for the past few days to keep having that more implemented in my brain. Celebrate within that change, that blocks, because first it's not as bad as it is. I know what you're saying, because this word is an illusion, so it is as much dramatic as I can give it value to be dramatic. But if I do my best at taking that dramatic value away and to only seeing it as best as I can as a celebration for what I'm gonna get after that, it helps a little bit. If this journey means something to you, or if you want to support me, keep me moving forward, you're gonna find down below in the description my links for tipping the jar to my PayPal and Wise account. Never obligated, never expected, but be sure that it's gonna be greatly appreciated. If you want to follow the journey day by day, you know what to do. Subscribe, like, follow, share. Also, if you have something you want to ask or something you want to say, leave in the comments. I read all of them. This video is not just a monologue. I want to feel like I'm talking to you and not just in front of the camera. So let's see tomorrow. How is it going to be? Is it going to be an unexpected miracle coming in? This is something that you're going to know when you're going to come back. I am grateful that you have watched. Thank you.